It's about time we answer the age-old question. Can the Game Boy be scary? An indie studio, Flower Studio, specializes in making actual Game Boy games and just putting them out, putting their own flair on it. This can run on actual Game Boy hardware. And in fact, it doesn't even download into its own dedicated EXE or anything. I'm running this on an actual Game Boy emulator right now. So this is a Game Boy game with all the limitations thereof. We're going to look at a bunch of games from Flower Studio, starting with The Melting Apartment. It's another missing persons case. One of many. Daughter moved in to a shady apartment building and then disappeared. I better remember my gun. So we're a hard-boiled detective. And we are gonna shoot our way through this case if it kills us and everyone else. But we don't particularly like our gun. At least we have that we can say for ourselves. I love when studios work within limitations like this. This comes across as very similar to my 1-bit aesthetic that I like so much from like World of Horror, which is becoming increasingly popular these days. Nothing lasts in this city. Not allowed to use the gun yet, but I've got it. In my trench coat. Garbage can overflowing with garbage. Smells terrible. If I were Jack Orlando, I would pile all that garbage right there into my coat pockets. I'm a slightly better detective than Jack Orlando. Got vacancies here in the apartment. Man sits there, he won't respond. Looks a little drippy. Must be hot in here. And go into the manager's office. Some bile in the corner. No big deal. Looks like there's some bile dripping out from underneath this door. To the basement. Basement full of bile. Classic BFB. Hey, our manager. Looks like his head might be a mask. And his body might be a gimp suit. And he works for a landlady. I can forgive the other two things. That crosses the line. And he thinks she's wonderful. It just gets worse. Ellen's apartment is upstairs. Walk this way. My character has such limited animation that I can't make him do a silly walk. Every step you take feels wrong. I'm going up those stairs anyway, though. Even if they sink as I walk on them. It's Koosh stairs. Actually, Koosh balls were like, they were covered in little rubber strings. I guess they're more like mad balls. Oh. This woman appears to be bleeding out of her eyes. But that might just be the limited color palette. Not a fan of Helen's. He was awful and ungrateful. Always banging on the walls, screaming and shouting. Good riddance. Glad she's gone. Leave her alone. Yeah, that's probably enough of that particular image on the screen. Please keep quiet after 9 p.m. Reasonable enough. Take the baby. Get her out of here. Never mind. She's keeping that baby. I think there's like a little outline of a crib behind her. In the shadows. Never really would have thought the actual Game Boy was capable of such detail. Granted, I don't think I've played a Game Boy game since the first generation of Pokemon. Ad for a local band, Ribbon and the Hemlocks. They're terrible. This kid's all alone. No mom. But knows better than to talk to me. It doesn't like it here, wants mom back. Also has a little drip coming off the cheek, just like everyone else. Debris in the corner, that's fine. What apartment doesn't have a pile of debris in the corner? This guy seems to have a worse case of it than everyone else. It being unfathomable terror about being in a shitty apartment building. And stands it no more. Never mind. It's fine. I love it here. You should go. She needs. I need to rest. Rest away. Friendly bunch. The manager's proud of his clientele. Okay. If not for all the dinginess and the neglect, this would probably be a perfectly fine apartment. It appears to be an entire pot of stew on the bottom shelf there. Just left to rot. Not much else in the kitchen. Dinner table. It's filthy. Not allowed around the chair. Gotta go the long way. Moldy window. Jammed shut. It's the second floor. Wouldn't want to climb out the window or anything. Moldy couch. You're playing the static channel. That's probably the weirdest thing we've seen so far. The TV just on forever. Sad girl in the photos. What family photo isn't comprised exclusively of sad people? Bathtub is overflowing with a black, tar-like substance. This toilet is below pissing in. It is not even worthy of waste. And there's a hole in the wall. If it weren't bleeding, I'd crawl through it and go to the subway. And yeah, it's apparently bleeding all over the floor. Bathroom's covered in blood. Flashing lights leading me over to the table. With a ruined photo. Those Polaroids. They do not stand up to weather. Even if it's indoor weather. Ellen's diary. Yeah, that's probably got some clues in it. 1701, 1973. Some European notation for our dates. Or it's the 17th month of 1973. Moving in took forever, nobody offered to help. Some friends. Now we're in the 18th month. Just move in, now the walls are leaking. That's a very, very bad sign to have leaking walls ever. Front door's jammed, can't open it. Tried calling the manager, but the phone doesn't work anymore. I mean, it sucks because you literally can't leave your apartment. And no one is coming to help you. Most people would say, I'm going to die soon. Helen says this sucks. We're on the 20th. It's freaking out. Woke up and gross shit was dripping into my mouth. It is not good for her health. Time to get out. Don't know how. Probably why she started digging through the wall, but the wall was full of blood. 2 days later. Fuck this. I'm getting out of here, one way or another. 10 or 8 more days later. I'm so scared. Somebody help me. I can barely move. I feel so weak. It's hard to write. I think I'm going to die in here. I hear someone talking to me. Black liquid is pouring from the ceiling, which burns right through the skin. That's GTFO. Bed is moldy. Not my problem anymore. Okay. Axe in the closet. That's probably good. Whoop. I did not equip the axe. There we go. Rusty axe. Get me out of here. Keep on chopping. You'd think it would be very easy to just, like, push through the wall, but it also appears to be made of acid, so maybe it's not a great idea. The other residents seem like they might have died. Or at least gone quiet, at the behest of whatever is talking to them. No one talked to me. And being neglected by supernatural mold creatures. He's just taking a nap with a torn up shirt and flesh. We've all been there. Okay, manager's office. He finally made it in. It's actually kind of in one piece. Anything of interest here? Key latch on the side. Black cancerous heart. Locked in the glass case. I mean, it's glass. We've got a gun. Fine, I won't use the gun. But at least break it with a book or something. Something behind the painting. It's probably a sexy picture. Shootout Gone Wild. Shootout is another game by this developer that you can play on the Game Boy. I'm not going to play it as part of this showcase because it's not a horror game. It's like an action game. But they were clearly very proud of it. I believe Ribbon and Hemlock are the names of the developers, which is why the name of the terrible band was Ribbon and the Hemlocks. Or something like that. Journal. Gotta read it now. I'm the investigator. I hear her. She's speaking to me. She wants more food. I have to feed her. She needs more. She's beautiful. Needs to eat. And it had a hollowed out couple of pages with a key inside. This is why you always read the journals. They will allow you to acquire disembodied hearts. We got papers here. New tenancy agreement for Helen's apartment. Already get a new one in there. I don't think it's going to sell now. Seems to have become a pool of bile. Picture of a happy man. The manager was once human. Oh, we got the key. How do I use? Oh, I equip the key. Then I touch the latch, unlock it, and just got a heart in my pocket. Convenient. Yours breaks down. You've got a backup. Something's been dragged over to this, which I have intentionally refused to look at. Blood-covered bed. For some reason, we think it's Helen's blood. I guess we're not going to investigate any further. We're just going to keep that heart. We're not even going to return her heart. She's clearly not using it. Not allowed to leave. I have a feeling there's more to uncover. Or I guess I could leave, but I'm not going to. I will continue investigating. I don't even know what I'm seeing now. It was a mask all along. You found us. Would you like to meet her, the landlady? She's a literal lady made of land. Feel free to use your gun. Oh, what? So this is what Shootout is like. That other game. Except, like, harder. This probably used to be Helen. This guy thinks everything used to be Helen. I don't think you're a very good investigator. Nameless trenchcoat man. Manager's dead. Shot him in the face. Should have worn a bulletproof mask. Fire rages in the gaping maw. What the hell is this? It hungers for heart. I should probably get out of here. There. Open the door. Now I can leave? Yep, that kid is definitely dead. That woman's baby, we didn't save that one. But we cracked the case. Maybe. We cracked it to the extent that we stopped impossible things from happening. We don't know why impossible things happened. Drive away, uncertain if you did any good. Tell yourself those people were already lost. The burn ending. Very small team. One of 3 endings. So... you look exhausted, tired, job's killing you. Maybe you should just quit. Screw it. I don't need the stress. You quit your job. The mystery remains unsolved. There we go. Another ending. I don't know what the third ending is, I'll be honest. I assume it's the good ending. That seemed like a bad ending that we got, where we actually completed the game. Nonetheless, it's the ending we're getting for the melting apartment. Cool game. Really creepy. Does a lot with the visual capability of the Game Boy. Much more than any game made in the 80s or 90s ever did. Maybe someday I'll figure out what that third ending is. For now, let's try a different game. Dead Names. Hopefully, I've cultivated an audience that already knows the gist of what we're going to get into here with Dead Names. But only the gist. Let's get into the nitty-gritty. Another detective, Maria Branford. Not Bamford. As much as I wish. State your name for the record. Ash De La Cruz. Detective does a bit of a double take. Alrighty. Let's get it over with. We're here because charged with first-degree murder and destruction of property, which, in America, that's the greater crime. And we did it. Apparently, I've decided that I'm Ash De La Cruz. Perhaps I'm Maria Bamford. Ash is a murderer, admittedly. Claims to have had multiple victims. We're talking about the Thing wearing Ash's face. Old face. The android. So we're in a bit of a Blade Runner world. Got the victim twice. The android 7 times. Clearly can't explain why. The victim was Ash's mother. Walked right past her. Ash was playing a Game Boy, it seems. Hadn't seen Mom in years. And there she was. Walking by with an android of me. An old me. Walking arm in arm. Like they're about to get married. Still weren't creepy enough. Ash followed him. Now replaced with the ideal version. Followed Mom home. New place. Didn't recognize it. Took her a second, but she figured out who Ash was. She was disgusted. Just walked away. That fucking robot got in the way. Vision of perfection. Working as a bodyguard. Yep, that is a creepy amount of joy. So, the robot got shot over and over and over, 7 times. And when you're that far, You gotta finish the job. Otherwise, there's gotta be more robots of you. Can't have that. Anyway, I think the case might be cracked. We're a better investigator than you. And surely we're gonna get a light sentence because we played ball. Surely. They always treat crimes of perpetrators of this nature very gently. Maria goes home, I guess? Looks kind of like the dead mom's house, but, I mean, it's a Game Boy. Everything's gonna look fairly similar. My god. Hi, Mom. Welcome home. How was work today? Just fine. Hey, the kid has glowing blue eyes like the robot did. I think Maria might empathize with the dead mother. Dinner time for robots. Do robots eat electric dinner? Apparently not. Guess Maria has buyer's remorse, and the robot is glad to be hated. I think the robot is glad that Maria was able to stay warm despite the cold weather. Hospital bed for the kid, I guess. You'll be glad I'm dead. Aha. Her kid died. Now it's a robot. But not much longer. Now it's a dead robot. Has she seen the first-hand damage that can happen when you replace your child with a robot? She's lucky she didn't end up shot. And that's that. Dead Names. A game with no gameplay. But quite a story. It has a lot to say. I think it says it very clearly. And it needs no further elaboration. It is a finished, complete work of about 5 minutes of duration. No alternate endings, nothing you can do to impact the story. It is what it is. A little movie told through the medium of Game Boy. Let's try an actual game as I ban someone from chat real quick. There we go. That problem is solved. And hey, I didn't even have to ban them for the hate speech reasons that have come up before on twitch.tv. A Twitch manually, I guess. This game by Flower Studio. It's been weeks since your father left. You're all alone. The last thing he told you, don't. Let her in. Get to choose our character. Bit binary, but whatever. Week 4. Week 4 of what? Guess that's in media res. Most stories would start with week 1. When's Dad coming home? Oh, hello, Erdorf. I suspect what I'm about to do might not be approved by the Vatican. Parents' bedroom. I do not go in. Bathroom. Only one interactable. I've got no face. Just the way I likes it. I've never played Faith, but I know basically everyone else has, so I recognize it pretty quickly. This is definitely inspired by Faith. Is this a bookshelf in the basement? No, it's a little pantry. Pry open a can with my bare hands, apparently. Spider guy. Yep, that guy's right out of Faith. Let's not watch TV. I think not letting her in is going to be more of an active effort than I previously expected. Emergency broadcast on the radio. I don't think there's actual voice clips in there. Nah, yeah, just staticky mumbling. Don't open fridge. I'm opening it. It's gone bad. It might be Helen's roommate. I'll read the note, sure. Don't let her in. Not coming in. I'm gonna watch TV. I'm definitely Helen's roommate. Fine, what do you want? I see you get to have a face. Oh, she's so nice. Seems like an easy choice. I'm gonna not let her in. Slam the curtain in her face. And just hope she doesn't come back. Bedtime. Still not allowed in here. Looks almost like a gun on the floor there. Okay, week 5. I slept for a week. I might be dangerously depressed. No food. Locked indoors, again, very Helen-like. But Helen's apartment only had 2 rooms, so... Something pools at the door, it said? Yeah. Now we're allowed in. Uh-oh. Stuff happened. Mom and Dad freshly converted into some kind of blob. A warm blob. Windows are broken. Her could very easily get in. Oh, I'm wasting away. It's no good. Okay, she's scraping sticks along the ground or something. Still not inside, though. That's what really matters. It looks like there could be some food, but benefit of the doubt. Those are empty cans. What's on TV? Static still. Why did I pay for the all-static streaming service? Can't even throw things in the trash. It'd just stink up the garbage, too. No more emergency broadcast. Let's read it. Don't. Let her in. Onward to week 6, probably. Trying again. Don't let her in. There. Now you're out of windows. Got no chance. Week 6. Okay, she climbed up to the second floor. And she's a centipede. Legally distinct from a spider. Well, she's in. Guess I should have boarded the windows or something. Up, the whole town is overrun with hers. Close it in. They overpower me. My consciousness fades. Somewhere dark and warm. Feel something crawling inside you. You feel safe. Ah, the loving embrace of a centipede. That was creepy. I wonder... Let's try just immediately letting her in. Maybe it just skips right to the chase sequence. But then we'd be back in the kitchen when the chase happens. I imagine there's a variety of ways this could play out. If I had to guess, I'd say this is probably even more non-linear than Melting Apartment was. I think we have to engage in a certain number of actions. And then her will arrive. Maybe we have to go try the food. There we go. Better go by the window. And I'm coming. I'll let you in. Come on in. Oh, she made a moving meal. My favorite. Hmm. Well, I'm starving. I better eat it. Chew it, swallow it. Off to bed. I'm gestating. Weak question mark. Unsure how much time has passed. Every day it makes you eat. Your body feels wrong. Okay, I turned white. I've got moving stuff beneath my skin. Oh, I don't go in there, even though it's dangerous. Still moving stuff beneath my skin, but I'm not starved. Seems maybe like a better fate overall. Oh, I died. Consciousness fades. Somewhere dark and warm. Yep, I go to bed and turn into a cocoon. And her larva probably burst out of me. Sooner or later. Oh, yeah, that's a creepy little body horror game. With probably way more options. I don't want to necessarily go through every single one to find out what else can be found within Don't Let Her In. Curious as I am. I feel like there might even be a way to escape the centipedes at the end. And I don't know, get a good ending? That's the eternal optimist in me. We have one more game from Flower Studio. At least at this point in time. They'll probably make more. They're cranking these things out. 3 games in 2024 alone. I think 2 in 2023. The party over there at Flower. This one is called Dream Diary, or more specifically, Dream Diary 1, The Six-Sided Room, I believe, even though the title screen doesn't say that last part. This one, much like Happy Game that I just played, is directly influenced by a real-world dream that the creator had. Thus, the logic might be a little off. We got a grave that is looking back at us. That's probably fine. This one's cursor-based. Feel like there probably were not a lot of cursor-based Game Boy games, but I don't remember the Game Boy very well. Is it just me, or does the moon have a face? Even in the zoom-out view. Little smiley face. The moon's glad to see us. The telescope we're using to look at the moon was actually a sunflower all along. And it's too dark to move. But not too dark to look at the moon. Maybe if we come back with something brighter, we'll be able to move the sunflower. For some reason. Giant pit. It's not a dream if you don't have the ability to fall at some point. Can't see the end. It's a bottomless pit. And over here, let's not touch the barely buried hands. Yeah, you probably don't want to put evidence on a shallow grave. This should be the six-sided room. Got a vase. Maybe I should put my cursor in there. There we go. A beautiful vase of one flower. Something's writhing in the distance there. Probably just a raging fire. And one door that we can open. Never mind. One door that we can't open. Glad I tried, though. It wasn't a fire. And I'm not going through that door. Oh, Slender Man's coming after me. The hand blocks you. Well, I got immediately. And now, I am one of the graves with the face on it. Let's see what other endings I can find. Simply by not exploring. Summon the monster again. Did not summon the monster. Maybe the vase summons the monster. Looks like it does, surprisingly. I thought I was joking. Okay, we're gonna run away. As best we can. Break free from the hand. Break into this house. I think I shattered the glass door. And presumably my brother are just gonna hang out here then. Aha. You're a vampire and you can't come in unless invited. Guess I'm gonna point a flower at you. Oh, he likes it. We don't. Oh, he's behind us. He bonks our heads together like coconuts. And that's that. Brother and sister. In Dream Diary. Apparently it's called Dream Diary 1. So they're leaving the door open to have more nightmares and turn them into Game Boy games. But for now, that is the entire Flower Studio gameography except for Shootout, which is just point and click, shooting cowboys, rootin' tootin', a good old time. Not especially scary unless there's some kind of twist that I'm not aware of. Overall, I think this studio's doing fantastic work. I came for the horror, and then I was surprised by the queer themes in Dead Names and some of the other... they're subtly apparent in some of the other works. It at least indicates a transgressive nature and an outside-the-box thinking. Oh yeah, cool games. Hopefully they put out more. I'll be there to check them out. And maybe find alternate endings to some of these other games that I've already played. Show those off at some point in the future. For now, thank you, Flower Studio, for the job well done. Optimizing the Game Boy beyond what anyone probably thought was possible.